Hopefully we'll go in straight away. Got my face. Oh, pretty long.
Right.
Hello, West Ham fans. How's it going? Good evening. Good evening.
Get our face on there. Hold on.
Still playing minutes. We're getting used to the new platform. Bear with us.
Overlay. Right,
Here
here
we
we are.
How we going, West Ham fans?
Here we go.
Two new faces tonight.
Oi, Savalois.
Evening, beautiful people.
How are we? Right, let's turn that music down. Hang about.
Here we go.
Boom. Right. Hello, West Ham Network. We are Aywhv West Ham View. I'm Sam.
I'm Tom.
And there we go. So, firstly, I want to go straight in there. Thank Russ and the team, Anton, Holly, for getting us on there today. Absolute legends. Hi from Canada. Hi, Graham. How are you? How's everybody doing?
West Ham are just massive. Just global, aren't we?
Look at this.
Overland and sea, Canada. Everyone loves it.
Brilliant. Hope you guys can hear us all okay. You can see us. So as you can see from today, we want to talk about new signings, new tactics.
Thanks, Mikey.
New signings, new tactics. Look at
That's
this
it.
one.
Yeah, look, everyone's up for it tonight.
This one made me laugh. Yeah, because new tactics and David Moyes go together like pie and mash. They will never change it. Anyway, let's get that one off. Let's talk positive.
I wasn't positive at half time at Chelsea, but somehow we turned it around and we had a good old result. But I'm sure we'll get into that. I'm sure we'll get into it.
Absolutely. So what we wanted to talk about today is, and we're going to be doing this every Thursday going forward. Today we want to talk about new signings and new tactics. So obviously JWP, Alvarez, Dinos confirmed. They're in the club.
How do you pronounce his real name? Go on. Dinos. Go on, give it a go.
Konstantinos Mavropanos.
Oh, he's been practiced. We didn't practice that. We did. Trust me, that's first run.
That's not bad going.
It's not bad, is it?
It's not bad going. Dinos. Do you know what I'm gutted about, right?
I know you're going to say. Yeah, Dinos, Caff, haven't you?
Tom Skinner, right? How the hell did the club not line up Konstantinos, otherwise known as Dinos, in the CAF with Tom Skinner? I mean, come on. Missed a trick there, didn't he?
We did massively. That would have been massive, that.
Proper missed a trick. But he looks like a tidy player.
Evening
peoples. He looks like a tidy player, and I'm excited to see him in a West Ham top. He obviously was at Arsenal for a little while.
He was a young kid, though, when he at Arsenal, let's be fair.
I think he's actually...
He's bulked up massively. The thing is, though, right, you guys have definitely seen all the videos that have been dropped in the Bundesliga, Twitter, whatnot. He scores goals, Dinos, and I'm excited to see how he slots in. Obviously, with Aywhv getting a red card in the weekend, which we'll go into as well. Yeah, I don't know if Moyes will just chuck him straight in. What do you guys think? Because obviously, Ogbonna played on the weekend, came in. Will he chuck Dino straight in, or will he go with Ogbonna and Zuma?
It's not Moyes' style, is it? Let's be honest here. Moyes don't just chuck people in there. He's always
3 months.
Yeah, give it 3-4 months, and someone will get their opportunity. I mean, Cornet's still waiting for it.
Yeah.
Cornet.
New show. Come on.
New show, Charlie boy. Go on, Charlie boy. So yeah, I think Dino's will. I think what this has done is, for me, especially because Kera suddenly forgot a man. Right?
Yeah, Kera.
I feel like he's going to go down the route of 3 at the back. He's going to play with wing backs. He's going to play with Zuma through the middle. Who starts with Zuma? Of course. Who starts with Zuma? It's going to be Zuma. It's going to be Aywvv.
Yeah.
It's Aywvv. And it's going to be Dinos.
Yes, probably.
I just got to call him Dino's Calf. I can't call him anything else, right?
Dino's Calf. And the cat kicker at the back.
That's it. I know. So Kufel down the right, and then Emerson. I think that.
It's a nice little... Do you know what? Like, I've been raving about Emerson recently. I don't know about you guys, but offensively, since that final, like, he just brings the West Ham players forward. Like, the Chelsea game the other week, I think when Areola saved the penalty, fans got behind, obviously, the players. And Emerson picks the ball up and just drives forward, doesn't he? Yeah. But I know he's got a bit of work to do defensively, but I love Emerson at the minute. I don't know what you guys think about him. 4 nails as well. He's getting better. I think there's going to be a bit of a conversation there about the attackers and who we're bringing in as to whether 4 nails will kind of, break into the side. But there's a lot to get through tonight.
There is. I think talking to new signings, talking about outgoings, I think obviously the 3 are in, and then you've got Lingard and Kudus, right? So where does that leave Fornals and Cornet?
And Danny Ings as well, another attacker.
And Danny Ings. I mean, you've got Kudus, right? Banging in a hat-trick tonight.
Yeah, there you are. Steve just spotted that one out, yeah.
Yeah. Kudus banging in a hat-trick tonight, right? I mean, do you know, I really hope the deal has been agreed, like proper agreed, because I mean, how much is that slap on his price tag tonight?
Oh yeah, massively.
5-10 million?
Oh, easily. And you know what we're like? We'll struggle to pay the bloody 4 million in add-ons, whatever. But he scores a hat trick, and you know what? I think someone just said in the chat. Apparently, it's now 50-50, but I think we just got to go all guns blazing. We've lacked pace last season a lot. I'd love to see Bowen down the middle, like he did against Florentino when he got slotting behind for Paqueta.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Kudus out wide.
Yeah.
That left wing spot's definitely up for grabs still. Obviously, you got Fornals, you got Benrahma, you got Cornet, and obviously as well in the midfield. You know, we've brought in a lot of new players, and the tactics are going to be there to speak. But I'd love to see what you guys think about what we should go with for sure. You know, like 3 at the back, 4 at the back. Funny things. Barry, that's quality, that is. But yeah, you know, like there's a lot of tactics we can go with, and you know, David Moyes as well. He doesn't like changing his kind of style either, does he? So we're obviously bringing in new players. Stim Tyden.
That's a good name. I like that. I like that.
Has brought in a few gems, and there's a good chant about him as well. Good old chant about him.
I think we're all waiting for that, aren't we? That picture of Tim Steiden on the plane.
Yeah,
it's becoming iconic, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just a shame that James Ward-Prowse didn't get one flying up from Southampton to London. He should have got it in the cab, shouldn't he? Could you imagine that?
That'd have been quality.
Like, get him in little 7-seater, Tim Steiden in the back, James Ward-Prowse. That'd have been good.
Quality. Brian, he's not cup tied, so there's a new rule that's come into play this season, which basically means if we do sign Kudus, he will be banging in goals in Europe for us this season, and he'll be taking us all the way to Dublin, and we'll be winning the Europa League. You've got to be positive, haven't you?
It's a big signing if we can get it over the line.
He's bringing it home.
Obviously, the fact that Brighton was sniffing around him says it all.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Brighton don't get it wrong. Never. Do they? Does anyone think Brighton get it wrong?
No.
I was literally just about to say that. They signed Igor from Fiorentina, who
centre back.
Yeah, who Bowen absolutely rinsed.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know if he's been starting for Brighton, but let's hope he is.
Yeah, he's gonna, ACL final. You imagine that? He's gonna have nightmares. He's gonna have nightmares, isn't he?
He's gonna have nightmares.
I mean, we've got a few things about, you know, what formation we'd like to play and stuff, haven't we? I think we should go through that and the new signings, who fits where, and of course just shout your ideas as well.
Talking Brighton specifically, right? How do you set up against Brighton? Because they've won both their games. We know how they play. They want you to press. Right?
Yeah, massively.
And last season, I think we 1-1 and ended up getting battered. Bowen scored that
4-1. Yeah,
4-1. Yeah. But I think I want to see that low block, really low block, where actually we can then do our own counter. Because I don't see the point in pressing. Do you? You press up high, they're just going to tear you a new one. But Wolverhampton on the weekend, right from kickoff, did like a super mega press. Is it a Gegen press?
Yeah.
Ralph Ragnick Gegen press, and Brighton. It was hilarious. Yeah, Brighton just cut through them. A few passes around the back, in behind. Literally first like 1-2 minutes. And I think we've got to sit at that low block. And even with 10 men on the weekend, I know you go into that low block shape, but I think it worked fine.
Yeah, we know Moyes has always played the old sit back counter attack, and the one team you want to do it against, really, I think, is Brighton, because you don't want to press them. They'll run rings around you. That's the opinion. I bet everyone's got them in their FPL, because I have, certainly.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to let their fullbacks push up too much. You don't want it, because they're just going to rinse us. We need to sit back. The likes of Antonio, you know, he's going to need to be on his game. He's going to need to be able to hold the ball up. And I hope we just capitalise on them set pieces. Really.
He was brilliant on the weekend, Antonio. Yeah. I think you know, he gets a lot of stick. He's our record scorer in the Premier League. I think, you know, yes, players like him and Cresswell are 33, 34. They're coming towards the end of their own careers. They're probably looking for a final payday, although Antonio got one of those a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But I think when you look at the Emerson's performance in the final, for example, when you compare that to Cresswell week in, week out, I think we've got to move these players on eventually, just like when Ginge went. No one wanted to see that happen. No one.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, you know, was it the right decision? I've left that up on the screen because, Steve, you're quite right. We ain't won at Brighton since our promotion season 1-0. We ain't beat them in 12 games. But one of my favourite memories watching West Ham was, so if you didn't know, me and Tom are brothers.
Don't look like brothers at all, by the way, do we?
Don't look like brothers, but we are brothers. Same mum and dad and all that. But we was around our granddads, and we pumped Brighton 6-0.
Vaz Tay. Who remembers that overhead kicks a lot?
Yeah,
Championship.
Yeah, and that was class.
Oh,
and I think this season, not that it's going to matter on the weekend, haven't they got a green and black away kit this season, Brighton?
Yeah, that is the away kit they had. If they do, that is it. Yeah,
so I'm saying it's a good omen, right? This season, when we've got them at home, we're going to turn them over.
Let's hope so. Let's really hope so.
But this weekend, look, I think obviously Kudus isn't going to, unless, well, apparently, as per what X has announced this evening, I'll put it back up on the screen. Tim Stuyden is out in Bulgaria, which obviously tonight Ajax are playing against Ludogorets, or Ludogorets, however you say it. So he's trying to get it over the line and flying back in.
Get the iconic picture tonight. That'd be unbelievable, wouldn't it? What a way to go for Kudus as well. Bag and hat trick.
Tim Stuyden is the boy, isn't he? He is the boy.
Top boy, yeah.
Oh,
he is a top boy.
What a legend.
Yeah, same old dad. But no, yeah, Brighton have sold their best players, like, obviously McAllister, etc. But their reinvestment is a joke. By the way, clarification: we are brothers. That's our dad. But they've sold their best players, but it's all about their reinvestment. And funny enough, Moyes actually came in the other way. I've read it on Twitter. He came and said, obviously, we sold Declan Rice, but if you look at the bigger picture, you look at Alvarez, you look at Ward-Prowse, potentially Kudus coming in, etc. Holding on to Paqueta will be massive. But you look at that and you think we have actually kind of strengthened up a little bit. Yeah. And I saw Jamie Redknapp said as well, like Ward-Prowse does bring qualities that Rice didn't have. It's a reliability. And, if other players can step up, I do really believe that we just need to gel quick enough and just flow into the season. I saw another comment come through as well. We had a crap start to the window, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I wish we got the players in earlier to gel a bit more.
Yeah.
And then potentially we were battered Brighton and got the 3 points. But, in the bigger picture... We did speak about it before the stream, didn't we? 4 points, flip it the other way around.
Yeah, if we beat Bournemouth and got a point against Chelsea, we'd have been buzzing. But either way, this gives it a bit more, because I feel like Bournemouth, first home game for them of the season. Most of the time, your first home game, the fans are up for it. They've been waiting all summer for this first game of the season. All 9,000 of the Bournemouth fans, all 9,000 of them. Not quite the 60-odd thousand that we end up with, but. So it's always going to be a tough game opening one of the season. But Chelsea at home, I had a good feeling. I mean, I don't know if you guys haven't. If you do, please watch us on YouTube. We will often do our little TikToks and what it may be. But I said 1-1 in the first game. That was my prediction. And then I texted you Saturday night before the game, and I said we're going to turn them over tomorrow. But unfortunately, guys, bad news. I think we're going to lose. On Saturday.
First episode, and he's coming in with a negativity.
Yeah.
Go on. What do we reckon? Then are we going to turn Brighton over? Or not?
Yeah, what's the chat saying?
Give us results. Give us results in the comments. We'll shout you out. I reckon 2-0.
Terence Judge said, I know. Terence Judge said, listen to a Brighton pod. They reckon their midfield is their weak point. If that is the case,
we can dominate.
Let's have a look at how they lined up in their previous game.
That Enciso fella, the young guy, he's injured. He pulled up in training today. So
that's massive.
That's a massive one. He got 2 assists.
So Enciso normally starts through the middle, centre attacking mid. And he's just gone, apparently picked up an injury. Saw the Paraguayan national team announcing that he picked up an injury in training. So I think, I don't know, Pascal Gross and Billy Gilmore. Come on, man.
I mean, James Ward-Prowse should walk all over him. Alvarez, by the way, when he came on, he looked like a brick wall, didn't he?
Yeah,
he looked solid. Yeah. He should be all over him. I think he starts.
Billy Gilmore.
Surely won't be bloody Billy Gilmore in there, will it? I mean, he flopped at Norwich for a start, and I look at, I know Brighton and the bogey boys. You're right, you're spot on, but it's about time we turn them over. Like it is. You got to look at the bigger picture. Brighton play quality football, but if we can just sit back, take on the pressure like we always do, and just hopefully be prolific, then you never know, do you? You never know.
Just looking at their last game, Brighton, they picked up 5 yellow cards. Enciso, Gross, Webster, Milner, James Milner.
James Milner. Yeah.
James Milner now slots in at right back. If you're looking at this on paper, right, let's actually look at this, right? Danny Welbeck, he was a flop until he ended up at Brighton. Solly March. I don't want to disrespect Brighton because look at what they're doing. Right? You can't disrespect it. Look what they're doing. But Danny Welbeck, Solly March, Billy Gilmore, James Milner, Lewis Dunk, even, right? These obviously, some of these players 3 or 4 years ago wouldn't even walk into any team.
They wouldn't
in the Premier League, and now they're playing people off the park. And if you manage to catch the game on like Match of the Day or whatever, they absolutely battered Wolves.
Yeah,
some of their football. I mean, the Matoma goal, He scored an absolute wonder on the weekend. I'm Born says, I feel Soucek will get more goals this season. 100%. JW will be crucial to that. Can't wait to see his free kicks. I think, bang on. Ward-Prowse did an interview after the game and he said it was a perfect performance. Someone said to him, I think Redknapp said, a perfect performance. He went, I didn't have a direct free kick.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he didn't. But I think he'll score his first one. Yeah. Wrap it top right. I think this comment here, I do agree. I think Rice was potentially holding Soucek back. I think when Rice developed his game, obviously we liked to bring in box to box, etc. Soucek had to sit back a bit. It wasn't really his strongest role. But now, I mean, Soucek could have scored in the Bournemouth game. He hit the inside of the post and it bounced back out. And even in the game against Chelsea, I thought he made that massive tackle in the middle of the park when they were on a counter attack. Yeah. We're seeing the new Soucek this season, and that goes back to the point where we're talking about tactically. And what happens with Soucek this season? Because Alvarez comes in, Ward-Prowse comes in. We was all Soucek out end of the season, but he's started off really well and it's healthy competition, isn't it?
It is.
It really is. I don't know what happens with him because Alvarez is a unit. Ward-Prowse obviously is quality. I don't know. Yeah, I think in time he will replace him. You're right, but
the trouble is he had last season, and yes, you're right. You've always got that sort of Declan Rice held him back argument, right? It was a Declan Rice show come the end of the season.
Yeah.
We knew last summer he was going. This year we didn't want to believe it, but it was happening. And yeah, I think Soucek's. He probably, when he was playing at his best, it was when it was about him.
Yeah.
Right. Coming in January, if I'm not mistaken, and you're bang on, Barry. I think he coming in January and he was just in and around the box constantly. It didn't matter if it come off his arse, come off his elbow, come off his shoulder, whatever. He was scoring goals somehow. And then his role changed a little bit because Rice really wanted to push forward. You can't get away from that. Everyone's pushing Rice. Have a shot, Rice. Yeah. Take the penalty, Rice. Go on, Rice. Take the free kick from the halfway line, even though your dead balls are pretty crap. I can't cuss him out.
No,
so I think
this is it. Yeah, Terence is spot on.
What's Terence said? He's gone back to how he was when he signed Rice, done all the work. Bang on, mate.
Bang on. Yeah.
Bang on. His passing is atrocious, and he did it at the weekend as well. That one where he tried to play it out wide to Kufal.
Yeah.
Straight out of the pitch. But I think, look, let's get him doing what he does best, and that is him up the pitch. James Ward-Prowse can do a little bit of both. Alvarez can sit. I think you could then get the best out of Soucek that way. Is it a 4-1-2-1-2 where you end up having Alvarez in sort of holding, Ward-Prowse, Paqueta?
Yeah.
And then
who knows? Kudus could be in there as well.
Ward-Prowse, Soucek, Paqueta, and then you've got Bowen and Antonio, or Bowen and Kudus, or Kudus and Antonio. I think sometimes Bowen needs a rest.
Yeah, I do.
You think?
I think Bowen. I mean, I think it was last season, wasn't it? He just didn't take Jared Bowen off. Like every single game, he didn't have the best of seasons. Obviously, he got that goal in the final, and credits him for that. He's a legend forever. And I just don't think Bowen doesn't get a rest. And we're bringing Kudus in. Obviously, Ben Rama's still knocking on the door. Maxwell Cornet, hopefully, will get fit soon. Because I do want to see more of him, to be honest. I do want to see what Maxwell Cornet's got to do. Ben Rama did frustrate me in the weekend, to be honest.
Yeah.
We do need a striker as soon as possible. And obviously, we're linked with the El Nazuri fella. And in the Super Cup final against City, he jumped up 7 foot, didn't he? And banged that header in.
He did.
Ward-Prowse, it could be a good little connection, couldn't it?
It could be. Well, we'll see. I think formation-wise, as I said earlier, with the Dinos sign, and it's going to be one of two. It's going to be the 4-1-2-1-2.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that now. Has Moyes ever played two up top?
He doesn't play two up top.
So it's not going to happen, is it? It's going to be a 4-2-3-1, or it's going to be a wing-backs 3-4-3.
Yeah.
3-4-3.
Yeah, it could be a 3-4-3. It could be more of a five. We slot into a 5-pack defensively. Yeah. I like the momentum. We are champions of Europe, and we were walking down the street, weren't we, at Stratford, and we had the Chelsea fans absolutely giving it right. They were loud, weren't they?
I've not seen it before where you come out of the Stratford station, you swing a right, and we're coming out of there, and just full of Chelsea.
Honestly, full of them.
I ain't seen that. We've been going ever since the stadium opened, season ticket holder since the stadium opened, and I've never seen it where, as you walk up to the ground, you've got about 50, 60 Chelsea fans around you, and it's hard to bite your tongue. But end of the day, when you're one of probably 20 West Ham and 60 Chelsea, you think, but then there's that one guy, we didn't see it, but it's gone viral on Twitter. He's singing "Champions of Europe." You'll never sing that.
That's it, and we are champions of Europe. We are. Look, Paul Evans has called it out. We are champions of Europe, and it rattles people. Of course, it does, but Chelsea ain't got any European football this season, have they? So they're just dying for a bit of attention. They've played 2, drawn 2. Mind the gap, Chelsea. Mind the gap.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, Chelsea need to mind the gap. Yeah, we've moved on for El Naziri apparently. Well, yeah, I haven't seen that, but if that is the case, who else would we bring in? Because we do need a striker, don't we?
I was listening to Anton and Russ and the boys last night, and we've been linked with El Naziri since before COVID.
Who's the other fella? Who's the other fella? That striker from Valencia. It was there was Carlos Bacca, wasn't it?
Carlos Bacca for years.
Years.
Remember when Sullivan got a top for Michy Batshuayi?
Batshuayi,
and he was teasing us because on Twitter, and then obviously his old man said, "Yeah, get off Twitter." But I think El Naziri looks like a good player. As we know, Sevilla in a bit spot above her. At the start of the window, Sevilla put every single one of their players up for sale, basically. Obviously, we also saw the we also saw all of the remember when Sullivan was using that website to try and scout people? So
Football Manager, probably.
We're looking for a striker, we're looking for a centre attacking mid, we're looking for a centre half, and that's peak Sullivan, isn't it?
Yeah. Maxi Gomez was another one. You're right. I remember Maxi Gomez. It feels Fabrizio Romano on Twitter at that point. It'd have been here we go every other week, wouldn't it? The amount of times that fell for it. Yeah, they're the champions of spending. Was it nearly $1 billion they've spent now, and they still can't beat the mighty Hammers? Moyes is still chasing old targets, Terence. But the thing is, Tim Stein's come in, and we're getting these new connections. You know, we're getting the Dinos, we're getting the Alvarez's. So yeah, I think we're mixing it up a little bit now. So we'll have to wait and see, won't we? We'll have to see.
So, talking the new signings, new tactics, right? Lingard.
Yeah,
I want to get your opinion, right? Because we all fell in love with him during COVID.
Yeah, massively.
Right, watching it on our tellies at home, got us into Europe. You know, we've got this little flag that come to Prague with us. I don't know if you can. Away, Tom, a little bit. Right, so you ain't gonna be able to see it, but at the front there, just to the left of Declan Rice is Jesse Lingard. He got us into Europe that year in that sort of 6-month spell. What was it? 16 games. 9 goals, 4 assists.
He got loads
something
of
like that.
Assists. Yeah, he played a month when he goal a month. Yeah,
I don't expect him to come in and do that. I mean, he's going to struggle to get into the team because we're talking about lineups and we ain't even mentioning him. Obviously, we ain't signed him yet, but you know, if he does come in,
that's it. He doesn't. You know, the Lingard we saw in that 6-month period, that's the best Lingard he's ever been in his career.
Yeah.
But, you know, if he comes in, Kudus comes in, it goes back to the point of the likes of Danny Ings, the likes of Fornals, the likes of Cornet. They're not going to get a look at him. My personal opinion on Lingard, I don't, you know, he was there for the money, really, wasn't he? Like, let's be honest, Forest offered him more money and he gone. He absolutely went. I think we'll have to wait and see. If he comes in and scores that trick on his first game, then, you know, maybe my head will be turned a little bit. But it's all about what Lingard turns up. That's spot on because, you know, he probably will be a bench warmer, Chloe, but if he comes in, as I said, and scores a few goals, then happy days. But he can get in the back to the bus, to be honest.
Okay,
he's got a lot of respect.
I think we can see how everyone feels about Lingard, and it's going to be 50-50, isn't it? It's going to be 50-50. Some people are going to want him, some people aren't.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, if he does join again, he ain't going to find his watch.
No, but personally,
that's for sure.
Yeah, going to find his watch. Declan Rice has his watch, didn't he?
Yeah, that's it.
He's not going to go to Arsenal, is he? But yeah, no, I think I'd love Fornals to stay and us not to pick up on Jesse Lingard.
If I had a choice between Lingard and Fornals, I'm picking Fornals
every day of the week,
all day long.
Yeah. He can go somewhere else. He doesn't deserve to pay for the badge, does he? And you know, you get these the podcast weekly on the West Ham channel. What's the one thing Ginger Pele says to the new players?
Well, I love them videos. So
they're quality.
We'll talk about it because we've made a note to talk about it. So the Iron Cast, right? It's brilliant. It's the official one. It's all that malarkey. You've got Chris and James on there, but James Collins says the same thing, and it's proper, isn't it?
Yeah.
He says, you go out there, if you work your arse off, if you give 100%. The West Ham fans are the best to play for. He's bang on though. He's bang on. You know, you got to have a little bit about you, but all we ask as fans is just go out there and work your socks off.
That's it.
Work your socks off. And some people like the Skamakas and the Hallers of the world, I don't think they were that type of player, were they?
They weren't. Yeah,
they were the players that were in and around the 18-yard box looking for the tap-ins and looking for the balls in the box. Whereas actually, like Antonio has been and will only ever really be in terms of technical ability, apart from that guy on a weekend, is a proper grafter.
Yeah.
He feeds off scraps, and that's what Lingard was doing when we signed him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Bowens does today. Ben Rama, he's got better at it.
He has.
You grimace at that.
It's his end product, though, isn't it? It's Ben Rama's end product. Like, And Pablo Fornals, a Moyes setup, you sit deep, you rely on Fornals, don't you, to do the dirty work. I just don't think Ben Rama's got the dirty work in him or the end product. Paul Evans said for free is a no-brainer, a bit of a mixed opinion there. Yeah, of course. If he plays how he used to play, I don't disagree, but I don't think he deserves to play for the badge. I don't know. No. It's a tough talking point, really, isn't it?
Fornals won't want bench warm another season. Did you know, I believe, I can't remember where I saw this, but he played 50 games for us last season.
Yeah.
I think it was 25 starts.
Yeah.
And it was 25 or 24, 26, whatever, appearances off the bench. He still played a big part in last season. People forget that because semi-final. He still played a fair amount of games. But it is what it is. Spot on, Frano, mate. Spot on. Peeps, give these guys a like.
Give us a hand. We knew, didn't we? We're trying to get used to it here.
187 watching, only 50 likes. Right, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you later.
Hey. No, yeah, but it's going well. Like, we're new to this. We've only really jumped on the YouTube scene more recently, so we're just kind of getting about really and just trying to, I suppose, engage with the chat, etc.
Watch that, Mike.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say was, so if you're on Facebook, so Tom and I and my old man and my family, we have one of the largest West Ham Facebook groups there is. It's called the West Ham View. So it's got just over 38,000 people in there. And that's why we started the podcast, really, because actually, we wanted to utilize our platform and, post our own opinions because clearly over the years, people have been joining. I mean, I set the podcast, set the group up in 2013. So it's been going a long, long time. So if you're in the West Ham View on Facebook, thanks for being a member for so long. And just like and subscribe to our channel. I mean, we try and before doing this podcast, I'd never used TikTok in my life, but we do funny TikToks.
Yeah, we do. We've got a few good ones.
Good ones on there. So support would be brilliant.
Interesting what Kimbo said, getting behind Lingard. It'll be interesting to see if he does sign and he comes on for that first game. What's the response going to be? Is it going to be boos? Is it going to be fans shouting at him? I think it'll be a mixture because I remember when he came back for the United game before the issue with Forest, he was very kind of, we'll support him, etc. But when he came back for the Forest game, we got behind his back, rightly so, we booed him. So it'd be interesting to see how the West Ham fans react, won't it? Definitely. I think it'll be boos drown out the cheers. I think there'll be a lot of booing and I mean, if he's going to win over the fans again, it's going to be working hard when you come on and try and nick a goal or something. Definitely.
When he is on the pitch, he'll play cup games if we sign him. He'll play, maybe the first few group games, whatever it may be. So there we are. Let's have a look at our next few fixtures after Brighton.
Tough few games, haven't we, Chad? We've got a really tough few games. You look at it, you've got obviously Man City are in there, Liverpool in there, Brighton are in there, and as well, Luton. I know we think Luton's no walkover. It's their first home game of the season. So we're going to run through the fixtures and have a few predictions.
Yeah. So Luton are at home against us on the 1st. And that's their first home game of the season. So as we know, they had their first few home games delayed because they had reconstruction to do. I think they spent 10 million quid doing up their stadium for the rules of the Premier League. It wasn't sufficient enough to stand any games. So they're going to be well up for it, aren't they?
Oh, massively. It reminds me of the Forest game when we was on holiday last year. We could have scored about 5 or 6 past them, but the fans were behind them. Rice missed a penalty. And it's just that first home game of the season, isn't it? Like, home advantage is massive there. We need to just soak up the pressure. That's the game where I don't want to see us sit back, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
If we sit back and invite the pressure on against Luton away, it's only really, I think, going to go one way. We need to control it. We've got the better players. We've got the class. And hopefully, I think we should beat them. I do think we'll beat them.
Yeah, but as West Ham faithful have just said, don't forget we were the first home game at Forest last season.
Yeah, exactly,
we watched that when we was in
That's what I said,
Spain.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
you're spot on, mate. And it's never easy, is it? It's never easy. But I'm going 2-0 away. I do think if we play football, if we go in there first half hour and sit back, it'll be a completely different game.
2-0 away.
Yeah, I do think
we had them in a friendly, didn't we, last season? And we beat them.
Right. Okay.
Obviously, friendlies don't mean anything, do they? Really, in the grand scheme of things, apart from when you beat Tottenham in Australia.
Yeah, Scamacca, didn't he scored? I mean, Scamacca when he scored on his debut at Atlanta, didn't he? It's interesting. We've got to replace him. But we'll have to wait and see who comes through the door. I mean, yeah, it is. Clay reckons 1-1. I wouldn't know if I'd take a draw against Luton. I mean, it's away from home, but I think we need the 3 points, and I say that because of the next 2 games.
Yeah. Kimbo, you're spot on, mate. If he's playing, even though it'll make me feel like a hypocrite, I'll cheer for them. But look, if he comes on and he scores a winning goal, you're going to be over the moon, aren't you?
You got to be, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what we said. If he comes on, the cross-dammer thing though. You know, he done the cross-dammer in lockdown. I don't think it means anything to him. I'd love to see him come on. I'd love to see him come out on a podcast and apologise as well on that podcast and come out and rightly say, you know, I made a mistake.
The one that he done Diary of a CEO.
Yeah. That put him in. But the new signing one, I'd love him to come on and say, look, I should have stayed at West Ham. I'm sorry. Here's a message to the fans. Blah blah blah. I still hate him, but if he comes on and scores goals, I'll have to be a hypocrite for sure and cheer.
Bang on,
mate. Yeah.
Right. Okay, guys. I think we're going to wrap it up there. Okay. Yeah, we said we was going to do about half hour, so I think we're there. Thanks for watching. Obviously, I know the numbers are probably not what you know. Yeah, you ain't got Russ's beautiful face and Anton's beautiful face and whoever else, Holly, whoever else comes on normally. But thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Let's try and do this little banner that we wrote up earlier on. Subscribe now.
Yeah, subscribe. Check out the videos. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Thanks for your time, guys. Come on, you wines.
See you in the next one.